understanding. We're on a mission from God.
Because remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
They shouldn't have given you Ashy Bloke's YouTube.
Cursed be the ground, for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
All right, you ashy blokes in here punching the clock. It's probably not groundbreaking. It's probably more entertaining. Okay, just saw this a couple of days ago. Our resident swirler, Miss Pink Pill, is starting to sound like us. So we're gonna review her video today. The world's becoming red slowly but surely. I was listening to some other so-called feminists. A couple of them are gay, one of them was a woman. And man, I don't know how people can stand to listen to them, man. They babble, and they don't really say anything. They use all this feminist language with no logic. So I guess the world is feminized. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get started. Instant media batting first. My goodness. Okay. Shannon batting second. Roddy's third. Okay. Snowman got the cleanup spot. Got the fever in the sun tonight. Okay. We'll see if there's any violence. Okay. Joe, what's going on? Again. Yes, sir. In the go flow. Don Calypso. Good. Encrypted Wolf, what's going on? Turtle Bitcoin. Have you looked into why the Bitcoin is spiked? Free Agent Triple OG, what's going on? Adric, what's going on? Walter, what's going on? Prince, St. Trey, Lusa, what's going on? Martin, what's happening? Very little. AL. I said, nah, she ain't going red pill. She rebranded for clicks and cash. Okay. Whether it's fake red pill or real red pill. Brittany Renner was a reformed too with the hijab. Yeah. Brittany Renner's a hijab hoe. Louis, what's up? Said Lavaris, what's going on? How's the Waffle House? Black Pill, what's going on? The Black Toxic, what's going on? Ricky, what's up? AHG, I'm listening. Last one, all right. Ignatz, what's happening? Davone, what's up? Quentin, what's going on? Shannon Green. Let's see, we already got Barry already. Asex, he's on deck, okay. Coming out the tunnel. Chance Rogers, what's going on? Terry Folds, Sincere. Palm Beach Mike, what's up? Tunnel Runner, what's up? Tunnel Runner with his reparations. May was flipping out, man. You in Atlanta with a Colombian wife. Ain't that a bitch? Okay. DJ Scan, what's going on? Ray? The Yo, what's happening? Eddie, what's going on? I heard you can't go doing donuts in the parking lot, man. I heard it's raining like cats and dogs. Rogue Pill, what's happening? Another aspiring Dusty Cloud engineer checking in. I heard that, man. Make that money. Okay. As they say in Kenya, Kapata Peso. Kapata Peso Yako. Make your money. Craig, what's going on? What's the pen pill? Oh, pink pill. I probably misspelled it. Painless Risen, what's happening? Michael, what's happening? I should go ahead and check it. Change it. Philip, what's happening? Dead set. I feel the ass drying up. I feel the ass drying me up. It's a good thing. Lloyd, what's going on? Truth Teller, what's happening? Cornelius, what's going on? Jason Anderson, what's happening? Age of Machines, what's going on? Most Fet, Horowitz, what's happening? Raining pretty hard. Okay. That's that global warming, man. Willie R, what's going on? LAXT. Dr. Goodbar, what's happening? Thorns and Thistles. Okay. Michael L, what's going on? Kai, what's going on? This is the Maestro. What's up? I know Ghost Rider. What's going on? Sir Anthony. What's up? Babu. Paul. What's going on? Produced by Sema. What's going on? Golden Child. What's up? Brian Jones. Naima. What's up? The Geek Surgeon. Where you been, man? J000. What's going on? How's the stuff with the big beautiful bill in Medicare going to affect you? Red Planet, what's up? Say Dookie, what's going on? Low Key, what's happening? Say Dr. Els, what's going on? Landon, Victor Creed, Ben Cisco, what's up? The Emissary. M, divestors are being fired from the DEI by the God white Zaddy, but it's still Jermaine's fault. It's always gonna be Jermaine's fault. Jermaine started all this. Lamont Sanders, what's going on? Ivan Griffin, what's going on? Love Gun, what's happening? Mel L, Landon. I thought Passport Bros could bring foreign women back to America. And we have to see after all this immigration stuff gets cleared up. It's going to be messy for a while. Galen Wells, what's going on? Independent POV. And Pure Yang. Okay. Oh, the Yang money. All right. Without further ado, let's bring her up. Queen Swirler herself. People say she's rebranding. Now I think that she was in Clubhouse, and what's up, Usual Business? She was in Clubhouse, and she was her and a couple other people they're really not liking this ultra liberal shit, man. So I said that Yang money. Rest in peace, Richard Pryor. Yep. I don't want none of that Yang money. There is no pink pill list, just like no Epstein file. She had a shred, okay? Anyone that deals with calling out female behavior eventually gets red pill. Yep, eventually, yeah. It's gonna happen. All right, let's speed her up just a tad. She talks pretty fast anyway. Okay. She sounds like, gosh, she sounds like one of my exes. Really, she really does. Raised in the same neighborhood.
Not a political attack. It may not sound like it, but what I am saying to you and what I'm about to say to you through this entire video is based on women's best interest in the long run. I know you don't believe me now, but just keep that seed in your head. One New York Times writer just asked, "Men, where have you gone? And please come back."
Yeah, that old article. This article is about what, 6 weeks old, maybe. Okay, and that article really shook a whole lot of women up because it was up because I have a subscription to Medium, right, which is a feminist blog. Man, I had about 10 stories done from that article. So this stuff is really shaking them up.
Ready to talk about it now? Because I have thoughts. The entirety of this desperate essay serves as a real-time documentary of the worst train wreck on the road to good intentions you've ever seen.
Her production value's gotten better, so.
By the end of this video, you're going to understand how radical feminism has systematically vilified everything masculine and deemed it
She's learned a lot from FD Signifier.
Dangerous, deconstructed all the traditions and institutional structures and replaced them with something else entirely that nobody even understands. They've erased the value of men in our society until we finally have gotten here, where at least some of us are admitting that we miss them, or at least what they used to be.
May 17th, a warm Saturday night in Wicker Park, a vibrant stretch of Chicago where 7 restaurants crowd a single block. Troy and I were having dinner at Mama Delia.
Yeah, I got to slow it down a bit because a lot of these things are fast. So let me slow it down to normal.
One of the quieter spots. The sidewalk patio held 5 tables, 3 two-tops, including ours, and a pair pulled together for a group of 8 women. At those tables, Troy was the only man.
That's what happens when you wear weaves and extensions way too long, okay? It chases away your hairline.
The scene was beautiful. Low lights, shared plates, shoulders angled in. The kind of evening people wait for all winter.
Oh, man, she been with them white boys too long. She ain't got no ass no more.
Still, I found myself watching the crowd as it moved past us. Women walking in pairs or alone, dressed with care. At table after table at the nearby restaurants, there was a noticeable absence of men. Still, what I saw unfolding around us felt like something else entirely. A collective shift I couldn't unsee.
A collective shift. I hate to break it to her. I don't know why it has to be me. But by the time you noticed a shift in most things, it's usually a little bit too late. If only we had been warned. But wait, we were. Back in 2023, the world's most hated misogynist, Andrew Tate, ranked number...
They will never mention Kevin. They're afraid to mention Kevin's name. It's always Andrew Tate. It's always Myron, okay? And before people really knew who Andrew Tate was, it was Kevin.
Number 3 among people searches on Google. When I discovered this, I asked my 17-year-old son at the time if he'd ever heard of him, and he chuckled and said, of course he has, and so has all of his friends. I want you guys to think about that for a second. One of the biggest influencers of red pill content has become a household name. But it didn't happen overnight. Tate and his brother have been spewing their rhetoric online for at least a decade, creating a legion of men.
Yeah, she does have that hairline, man. That's what happens. But at least she don't try to cover it, man. She's trying to be natural. So that's what happens when you have weaves and hair extensions for way too long.
Globally, they were growing in numbers, and so was their sentiment.
I think she's about 50, so I guess it doesn't matter because she's a granny now.
So now being red-pilled isn't necessarily about hating women. They're now saying it is revealing the true nature of women. And ladies, it is getting really, really increasingly hard for me to defend the behaviors that I'm seeing, particularly on TikTok.
As the president and the CEO of the Yes, It Is All Men committee, I am here to tell you that it's all men until it's no man. In the real world out there, according to humanity in the justice system, you are innocent until proven guilty. But in my world and in the world of 4B and women who just don't want to deal with you, you are
4B, okay? In the world of 4B. Now, unless you're in Korea, there is no world of 4B.
Are guilty until proven innocent. The number one reason why I don't give a shiznit about the so-called good guys is because you guys don't do anything.
She is still screaming, but we got you. We got you. 911, they're coming. You're good.
Now she's out there driving a delivery truck, talking shit.
Good. You're good. Oh man, it's a situation. We will get back to you in a little bit. I'm gonna go see if I can help this lady out a little bit more, you guys.
And then there is Bob carrying her out. So for our viewers, Bob was doing a live shot for Fox and Friends. That's who he was talking to while he was hearing that lady scream in the background. He had already called EMS. He had already called 911. And then this is video of Bob pulling her out.
Yeah, man. Hey, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Anytime. I'll do it again. Get her a blanket. Yeah, you can keep the shirt. Now keep it. It's all yours.
He's the humble hero whose bravery saved a baby from a watery grave. It happened on a bridge in Ocean City, Maryland, when a multi-car collision left this pickup dangling precariously over the concrete barrier. The force of the collision ejected the 18-month-old girl out of the vehicle and into the water of this bay.
Yeah, she's trying to show that men actually do things, and actually do help people. So she's leaning. Okay, she's going red pill. She's not all the way there, but she's headed that way.
That's when another motorist got out of his car and without hesitation climbed.
Oh, they cannot admit anything but Kevin. And was right about anything, or they'd be forced to reevaluate everything they believe in. Yeah, they don't want Kevin to get the credit because they don't want to replicate Kevin.
Over this barrier and dove into the chilly waters to the rescue.
Oh my God, does he have a baby?
Voters saw the incredible rescue unfold. The hero climbs up the ladder and hands the child over. Firefighter paramedic.
If you haven't seen this video yet, a man tried to abduct a woman in broad daylight. And before I play the video, I wanted to give all of these men a shout out because this is how we hold bad men accountable and show them that they can't get away with this behavior because he obviously thought he could. Also, when you watch this video, I want you to pay attention that it only really took one guy calling out this behavior to rally all the other men to help do something. One brave person. Again, shout out to this man.
And then the people who sit by watching evil things being done and don't do shit about it. Yeah, that's what the so-called good guys are doing. Absolutely nothing. So until then, you get zero respect and you don't get noticed. Like, I don't care about you. And smart women, the ones with a half a brain, don't give a damn about you either.
Yeah, but you will give up the punani to the bad guys, to the tatted up dude that sells drugs or scams, right?
Now, say what you want about Andrew Tate, and I have, but ignoring why his message reached millions of young men is like blaming the smoke alarm instead of asking where the fire started.
Only 2 tables nearby seemed to hold actual dates. The rest were groups of women, or women alone, each one occupying her space with quiet confidence. No shrinking, no waiting, no apologizing. That night marked something. Not a heartbreak, but an...
Oh, it's actually reading from the article. That's what it's doing right now. We've seen all these videos where the women are going into restaurants and they're going to clubs and stuff like that, and the guys aren't showing up. The guy said, if you can't get the chicks, because they go to the clubs and those kind of stuff for chicks anyway, right? If you can't meet them, I can stay home and save my money and, play video games or get on the internet.
Unveiling. A sense that what I'd been experiencing wasn't just personal misalignment. It was something broader, cultural, a slow vanishing of presence.
We should have been paying closer attention, not because every guy in America has suddenly become red-pilled, but yeah, kinda. Well, I'll just let this lady tell you.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore and put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort.
There's plenty of pivotal moments. How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, hey, how are you, wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes? Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would
if you go on a dating app, that is very true.
They try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or rape at any given moment by accident just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so
she's not gonna say I'm right because I remind her of her father too much. That's what she told. She reminded me of my dad.
undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly? Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you.
Oh, you can't go for coffee anymore. They're starting to settle for coffee now. Even the 92s with PhDs, they're starting to settle for coffee.
But that doesn't sound worth chasing. Okay, bye.
Don't get mad at me. She's the one who said it. If this collective cultural shift, as the author puts it, was, say, butt cancer, we'd be in stage 3. All over TikTok and all over the country, we hear and see reports of women attending speed dating events and mixers with the promise of snagging Mr. Right. But when they arrive, there are no XYs in sight.
No, they are not. They are taking their talents and going on the road.
It's almost as if the men chose video games.
Yes, yes, they did. In fact, I'm going to do a pre-recorded with what's his name? What's the guy? Homeboy's name? Okay.
While we chose the bear. Her next paragraph shows a stunning lack of self-awareness that the world of porn she helped create, refine, and perfect is lacking of conversation, effort, curiosity.
And Candace Owens just interviewed him, and he was saying why he doesn't want to get married, how come he doesn't have sex, and why he doesn't date, okay? And where the so-called incel behavior is coming from.
And reciprocity. Then wonders why the men she's seeking out in the wild aren't talking to women, putting in effort, expressing vulnerability, or having any interest in reciprocation. It's weird how that happens.
I spent over a decade behind the curtain of digital desire. As the custodian of records for Playboy and its affiliated hardcore properties, including sites like Spice TV, I was responsible for some of the most infringed upon adult content in the world. I worked closely with copyright attorneys and marketing teams to understand exactly what it took to get a man to pay for content he could easily find for free.
Okay.
We knew what worked. We knew how to frame a face, a gesture, a moment of implication, just enough to ignite fantasy and open a wallet. It was access to simulation, clean, fast, and frictionless. In that world, there's no need for conversation. No effort, no curiosity, no reciprocity.
Yeah, it was Nick Fuentes, and he actually said that he was 26. He said he really didn't want to give up his life because his freedom and his and the lack of emotional labor that he had to do. So a lot of stuff that we're saying, is exactly what was in that video. It's in that video.
No one's feelings to consider, no vulnerability to navigate. Just a closed loop of consumption. What struck me most wasn't the extremity of the content. It was the emotional vacancy behind it. The drift. The way many men had quietly withdrawn from intimacy and vulnerability, not with violence or resistance, but with indifference. They weren't sitting across from someone on a Saturday night trying to connect. They were scrolling, dabbling, disappearing behind firewalls, filters, and curated personas.
So let me get this straight. It's firmly a fourth wave feminist mantra that sex work is real work and sex work is empowering and OnlyFans, yay!
What challenges do you have next?
Bonnie Blue's petting zoo. I am going to be in a glass box, tied up, and it's going to be open for the public.
Oh,
I don't get that. Okay, I guess the gaze and the attention is what they seek, because I don't. They do some weird shit that I don't get.
My God.
Get me in the box, but people can join me to me, touch me, just look at me.
But as we're clapping like seals, saying yes, girl, yes, to a 20-year-old girl, sticking some piece of fruit or vegetable in some terrible, shadowy orifice. See, back in the 70s and 80s, prominent feminist icons rallied and railed against pornography. They said that it objectified women and went so far as to say that it would cause violence against women. Look at those signs from way back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Feminists have been taught about sex work should be legal and all that kind of crap since the 60s. So women can't decide what they want.
It's almost like they knew the future. Sex positive feminists won the fight against the anti-porn feminists because enough of us swallowed the Kool-Aid flavored copium that sex would help women reclaim their agency and that sex was the path to empowerment. And plus, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. I just heard a couple of feminists arguing that point, going back and forth about that, about how what the effect of opening up a sex did in this environment, did with the women, and more women are unhappy with it open like that.
I'm 54. I've been dating since the mid-'80s, been married, been a mother, gotten divorced, had many relationships, long and short. I remember when part of heterosexual male culture involved showing up with a woman to signal something: status, success, desirability. Women were once signifiers of value, even to other men. It wasn't always healthy, but it meant that men had to show up and put in some effort. That dynamic has quietly collapsed. We have moved into an era where many men no longer seek women to impress other men or to connect across difference. They perform elsewhere, alone. They've filtered us out.
This indirectly has the author admitting that women have lost their value in the eyes of men. They are no longer seeing us as the prize, and now they're filtering us out.
That's how come women are constantly trying to condition men to believe that they're a prize, and men are saying what did Barbarossa say? 15 years ago? The juice is not worth the squeeze.
Why on earth? Why, oh why, would men ever want to filter women out?
I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but the anger I get from making eye contact with a man is like so ridiculous sometimes. Look at the hives I just got, literally just from making eye contact with a man. I literally feel so disgusted. I feel like,
what the fuck?
Maybe you should go on an island someplace where there are no men around. Okay. Her and Chrissy had a hand in this. Now the next generation of women that were raised on this BS are paying for it. Yep. Oh yeah. Especially the environment changes. There's no money to support this kind of BS anymore.
I recently experienced a flicker of possibility with James. We met on Raya, the dating app. There was something mutual from the start. Wordplay, emotional precision, a tone that felt attuned. It was brief, but it caught light. I remember saying to him, even fleeting connections matter when they're mutual and lit from the inside. I meant it. There was just enough spark to wonder what might unfold, enough curiosity to imagine a doorway. But he didn't step through it. Not with a plan, not with presence. He hovered, flirting, retreating, offering warmth, but no direction. Sexual tension and a spark aren't reason enough to sit still and hope there's substance behind the shimmer. So I named what I felt. I texted him clearly, with care, not simply to declare attraction, but to extend a real invitation to explore what was possible. I didn't chase. I invited, leaving the door open. If he ever wanted to cross the threshold, Not just to take, but to meet. I was willing. I wanted. I still do.
I hate process writing, man. It's cross between poetry and text. Okay, even the majority of women in the Bible were true villains. In essence, Eve, Delilah, Job's wife, Noah's daughters, Lot's wife, Lilith. That's true. That is true. Yeah, they do evil in a different way.
He never replied.
She mentions a man named James on Raya, an invite-only dating app you don't just stumble into, because Raya is elite. They're full of celebrities, influencers, and men with a lot of options.
No, she's always been a gardener. Pink Pill's always been a gardener. She's always had a garden. Okay, if you go back even to her earliest blogs and videos, she's always had a garden. I think that's what she wanted. You know, if you come out of, I guess if you come out of off of Central Avenue, man, in South Central, and with no room to grow a garden, when you get out there in the suburbs, you want to grow. So.
And when she says, even fleeting connections matter when they're mutual and lit from the inside, that's a translation, in my opinion, that she was open to just a hookup. He didn't even want to put in that much effort, and we know this because she said it herself. Sorry, honey, he's too busy picking off all the other women who want him.
Yeah, they're all the Chads. Okay, how is this a surprise when when her acquaintances had discussions with men that told her this would happen in open platforms? Petra's Farm remembers. Yes, it does. Okay. Yes, it does. But things you got to fuck around and find out. Pink looks anorexic. She wants to be Miss Sand so bad. She always did. And
it's what's happening to women across the board, and that's only going to get worse. And the men at the top of the food chain have so many options that they can say to themselves, why close up shop when business is still so good? So if a man like James, who's likely inundated with attention, senses that someone like this woman is ready to just hook up without any effort on his part,
she's not offering anything.
the power dynamic has shifted immediately. He no longer sees her as a prize to be earned, but a free sample that you get at the front of the door.
I said the laws here tax men in relationships. Nobody wants to give some bitch ass judge or a lawyer a third of their life savings and another third to a female. She ain't worth that at 50. Nope.
There was a time, not so long ago, when even a one-night stand might end with tangled limbs and a shared breakfast. When the act of staying the night didn't announce a relationship.
That's her. Yeah, that's her. She got real skinny. She got real skinny.
Just a willingness to be human for a few more hours. Now, even that kind of unscripted contact feels rare. We've built so many boundaries that we've walled off the very moments that make connection memorable. And frankly...
Well, she tried to be a wife for a black man, to her baby daddy. And he turned her down. She tried to pull their keep a Negro baby on him, and it didn't work.
Morning sex is often the best sex. Sometimes you even get a side of eggs before you disappear from their bed and their life forever.
This woman is literally longing for the man who might stick around long enough for breakfast. Like that's some kind of victory. Ladies, is this what we're celebrating now? Is this the empowered woman we fought to become? Because I remember when feminism was about having options. It was about being seen as more than just a body in someone's
I think her husband got tired of the YouTube shit. He divorced her.
Bed, and now somehow we're just grateful if he doesn't kick us out before dawn and maybe he scrambles us an egg. That's not liberation.
Forever. This idea that vulnerability is a threat instead of an invitation has created a culture of hesitation. Of men circling intimacy, but never entering it. And the result is thousands of tiny silos.
I don't think she was going to get the ring first anyway. I think I think she knew it. I think her only way in is to try to trap him, and that didn't work.
Everyone performing closeness, but no one making a move that binds. Isolation, loneliness, a hunger for contact that has nowhere to land. Maybe we're between paradigms, mourning what's fallen, not yet fluent in what comes next.
So let me get this straight. We dismantled every rule, every role, and every expectation, then stood back and said, now build intimacy, connection, and loyalty from scratch. What did you think was going to happen? You just cannot burn the map and then be shocked when everyone is looking around lost.
The infrastructures of intimacy, slowness, curiosity, accountability have been eroded by haste, convenience, and a kind of sanctioned emotional retreat.
They've made sex and relationship transactional, so that's the way it is. It's fast food now. So, like Pink Pill says, right? You stripped away everything that made men to women, and labeled it bad. And men said, "Fuck it, I don't have to. I don't have to do that." And when COVID struck, COVID was the biggest factor. It was the biggest blessing for the red pill, right? When dudes have to stay inside, not chase coochie, like 24/7 like they used to. They had to stay inside and think, right? Okay, so they had to get off that addiction of coochie. And once they got off the addiction, and 6 months later they reemerged, and then they realized how much women actually get on their freaking nerves. How much women have to get on their nerves, and how much money it cost them to be with them. And a lot of guys had to rethink their strategies.
It's not about blaming men. It's about noticing the imbalance, about grieving what's not meeting us, and about refusing to dress it up as personal failure when it's actually a collective reality.
How are we so far up our own behinds that we don't see that the joke is on us?
Yeah, and she's talking to the women now. See, she wasn't talking to them first. She was complaining about men first. But women have gone so far overboard, okay, that they're screwing up their own lives, okay, especially with Trump in and them cutting the DEI. These chicks need men now, okay? And now the other influencers that used to talk about us badly say they're trying to say, y'all need to lighten up and bring these men back over here to our side.
Because you better believe there are entities behind the scenes who are absolutely delighted about the genders hating each other and not forming bonds and us all just going at each other because it's just better to control you with. Dummy.
Ooh.
Stupid.
Ooh,
I
ooh,
want
ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my. Oh my. Did she just call her fellow black women dummy and stupid? My goodness. Strong language. Shame on you. Where's that hand? Let me slap that hand. Bad Crystalline. Bad Crystalline. Boy, that's a naughty pink pill.
you to understand that I was with feminism until it got to be the third and fourth wave, which just became a tsunami of absurdity and theories that don't even make sense, that became less about equality and more about something else.
Ooh, yes. Yes, Crystalline. Yes. Yes. Come to the dark side, my sweet. MS Delta said, BGS, your lectures have been on fire. On my mind, on hyenas. I didn't know it was this bad. Well, you're in the middle of it, okay? Talk to the AKA that wanted to take you to dinner. You'll find out how bad it is. I said the weird thing is that there are black women in her comment section who don't even get what Miss Pink Pill is saying. They're ride or die pink pillars that are going to berate black men to their graves. The thing is, I think what really pissed a lot of white swirlers off, okay, because one swirler talked about the passport bros, okay, and what she said was, y'all can go. Y'all can go wherever you want to because we're gonna. I said we got white men. I said, I said Brad is in the seat next to us. Okay, he riding with us. He out too. She had nothing to say to that one. Say Brad is right next to us, right? In fact, Brad and Chad on the other side, okay, are right next to us. They're out. Hobby just did more. Bumble is laying off. Match groups are some consolidating apps and laying off. Black profiles are getting in trouble for being sex workers. Yes, they're selling. Yeah, best place to sell coochie is where? On a dating app.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
And this is a Supreme Court justice, okay? Supreme Court justice saying this.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
of the word
You got to be a biologist to give a definition of the word woman.
woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Personally, for me, it's either a daughter or an abortion.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Because why
Okay.
would I further on my genetic?
Wow. Chris, here, this is and this is Chrissy and Cynthia G, right?
This man. When I could just have a complete human.
Abortions. I've had a few.
Oh, good.
But then again, I can't remember exactly how many.
What, really?
No judgment.
No judgment. We've had about the same amount of abortions.
Here's what I'll say.
Instead of using birth control and condoms, you get abortions.
You are missed, not just by me, but by the world you once helped shape. We remember you, the version of you that lingered at the table, that laughed from the chest, that asked questions and waited for the answers, that touched without taking, that listened, really listened, when a woman spoke. You are not gone, but your presence is thinning. In restaurants, in friendships, in the slow rituals of romantic emergence. You've retreated, not into malice, but into something.
The thing is, women that talk like that claim there's not enough men to go around. The very woman that talks like that claims there's not enough men to go around.
Softer and harder all at once. Avoidance, exhaustion, disrepair. Maybe no one taught you how to stay. Maybe you tried once, and it hurt. Maybe the world told you your role was to provide, to perform, to protect, and never to feel. But here's what's real. We never needed you to be perfect. We needed you to be with us. Not above, not muted, not masked.
Oh, now they want to hear what you got to say. Okay, now they're begging you to come back. Ms. Delta said, these Latinas been checking hard lately. One lady in the building from the Dominican Republic cooked and brought the empanadas at lunch break. Out of the blue, I didn't eat them. I don't want a root put on me. Oh man, you better start sprinkling yourself in holy water, man, before you go to work now. Okay, they out, man. They out between the aggressors and the reachbacks. Yeah. Welcome to the world without men. Hashtag no reachback. Yeah, we're getting ready to do Operation No Reachback.
With. And you can still come back. Not by becoming someone else, but by remembering what connection feels like when it's honest and slow, when it's earned and messy.
Theo, you in Texas. Latinas like a dime a dozen.
And sacred. We're still here. Those of us who are willing to co-create something true. We are not impossible to please. We're not asking for performances. We are asking for presence, for courage, for breath and eye contact, and the ability to say, I'm here. I don't know how to do this perfectly, but I want to try. Come back. Not with flowers or fireworks, but with willingness. With your whole beautiful.
And for Latinas, the brothers are easy, man. All they have to do is half of what they do for a Latino, and the brothers will fall all over them, and they do, because black women are not easy to top, are not hard to top. Okay, because black women they're mean, they're loud, they're rude, they're not cooperative. So it's not hard to best the black woman as far as the dating is concerned.
Full, imperfect heart. We're still here, and we haven't stopped hoping. As for me, I'll keep showing up, not because I'm waiting, because I know what it feels like when someone finally arrives.
Not one time did the author ask, after giving the list of things she misses about men and what they want from them, or what we collectively want from them, does she ever press her fingers to ask men, what do you want? You know that
You only want one thing. That's all. Well, that's all they're giving, right? But they think that one thing is rare. But the thing is, there's 4 billion of them on the planet.
reciprocity thing that you were talking about earlier, start there. It speaks to a self-centeredness with little to no thought that relationships are a give and take. And yes, I got all of that from one long ass article that reads like an autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we are experiencing right now is a gender anarchy. We are in a dumb revolution where we have thrown all the old traditions and institutions away and had absolutely no structure to replace it.
That
And
is true.
those of you
She's speaking facts. She's spitting facts right now. She doesn't often do it. Like I said, what it said about a broken clock.
who are polarized on one side or the other, shame on you, because the people in the middle, you have confused so much, you have made them so skeptical that they no longer feel emboldened to say that they like what normal people like, that they like boys or they like girls. I swear it's like kindergarten. It's like, oh, you like a girl, ew, or oh, you like a boy, ew.
Oh yeah. Just saw that. Okay, with this transgender shit, right? Being normal is seen as weird. And I said hashtag not feeding the reach back, not feeling the reach back. Hashtag Miss Sandra's chickens come home to roost. I heard that very little. Ask for money or dating apps on the dating apps is a violation of online agreement. Baby boomer women awareness of current gender war topics like the P51s versus the S57s. This stuff is over their heads. That is true. If they say a P51, they're gonna think it's a car. And S57 is a form of weed for them. Watching this struggle is a comedy. It is. Wait, see, she was right in the middle of the gender war. She's saying that the gender war is become stupid. Okay, it was stupid back then, but saying now it's ridiculous. Even she can't stand it. Because you're not going to do anything. I said, what are you moving this stuff toward? At least the manosphere and the black manosphere is trying to change the infrastructure to actually get back to normal. Okay, it's really not about hating women. People think it's about hating women. No, it's about changing the laws and changing the rules to make it fair. You know, because all the manosphere really wants, is what?
Sauce for the goose, Mr. Savick. The odds will be even.
All we want is even odds, okay? I said the worst part about black women is they are unappreciative. Black men can tolerate all manner of grievances from black women when they feel genuine appreciation. And black women make a point of being appreciative. Well, they used to because they needed you, okay? They don't think they need you anymore. Certain types of women have been misled by Sex in the City fiction. Oh, it was well before that. Okay, so actually, Sex in the City was actually written for 4 gay men. Okay, and they put instead of putting gay men in the roles, they put 4 women in the roles. So if you look at it, those are 4 women playing the roles of 4 gay men. I would like to give a shout out to the third wave feminism, kicking men out of the homes and supercharging women's sexual made my late teens and 20s great. I know it did. So you was one of them select dudes, okay? Said no butter on your arm. That is true.
It's so juvenile. You've got people in the middle who want to say they want to be in a relationship, feel like they're being teased, like they have been on a kindergarten playground. What is wrong with you?
Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh, she's spicy today.
What is happening? Nobody is happy. You can't tell me that we are.
Oh.
Except for me. I'm happy. I got engaged. I got.
Oh, you finally caught a man. Okay. You caught a man. You gave up. You lost some weight. You have no ass, but you caught a man.
Out of this. Woof, Lordy. And now that we're all lost, swiping left on connection and right on resentment, wake the fuck up.
Ooh,
If you want
ooh.
intimacy, stop.
Wow. Oh, wow. She's spicy today.
Stop demanding it on your terms only. Ask the hard question. What do they want? What do you bring? Because
Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Time out, time out, time out. Okay, okay. Is that a man masquerading as Crystal and Kerosene? Because that doesn't normally come out of her mouth.
if we keep cooking this toxic soup of blame, we're all going to choke. We are all going to die because this is nothing but suicide. So, lady, when you ask the men to come back, also ask not what they can do for you, but also what you can do for them.
Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa! Time out, time. And yeah, you've been converted to the dark side, boy. That white man that got in your ear, because you ain't talking like a sister. You are not. Wow, wow. Okay, she ain't quite red pill, but she getting there. She getting there. They bring headaches. Yes, they do. She sounds so fake. She's always sounded that way. Before I'd even say this kind of stuff, even read the lines. Okay, that's a lot. She gonna take off her mask and be Kevin Samuels. Everybody's vying for the new Kevin Samuels. But I think what's the name? The counselor, the red pill therapist. I think he's the closest thing right now. Because they tried, because they tried Andrew Tate. They tried all these other people, but Andrew Tate's fine for you for boys. But the thing is, when you get over like 21, Andrew Tate loses his appeal. So they're trying to replace. They're trying to find another Kevin because, like I said, Kevin left the big ass vacuum, and they try to put Tate in it. They try to put Myron in it. They try to put Pearl in it. They try to put Candace Owen in it. They tried to put a whole bunch of other people in it. It doesn't work. Okay, they got to replace him. So I think that's what they're doing. She really thinks that women are actually listening to her. Yeah, they are. Really, they are. Okay, and I think they're listening to her is because they're actually living it. They know that if they're not already laid off or fired, their jobs are hanging on a string, and they got to look for a man. I've been hearing that. It's it always starts at the 92s and above, right? Especially in the 92s. It starts there and it works its way down. I hear a lot of 92s, man, talk about all of a sudden they're getting hey big head calls. Okay, they're getting reach backs. They're getting people hitting up their profiles. There are a lot of that stuff. Whereas a year or two ago it wasn't happening. Really, before the election, that shit wouldn't happen. Before Trump, that shit wouldn't happen, man. When Trump got in, everything flipped. Okay, them chicks got scared. Ask Your Brother podcast. I don't know. Is this podcast live? Okay, because I know he said it's supposed to go live. Is Crystalline? Yeah, this is Kristen speaking like this. You had never heard her speak like this 2 years ago. Replace Kevin with B. Well, I'm my own person, right? Okay, I am not as smooth as Kevin. Okay, you need somebody that's smooth as Kevin, and Jeff is not as smooth as Kevin. But the thing is, he's got qualities to it because he's been a therapist to women for so long, so he knows how to talk to them. Ghostwriter says, imagine taking a woman seriously who Hofax says she has a body count 55, one stepdaddy, one grape, one cousin, sex worker in college, 3 abortions, several STIs, SSRI, meds. Sounds like an ex. Sounds like an ex. Sounds like one of my exes, but she was bad though. She was bad. She was taking SSRIs and shit. But that punani was fire. When I first got into it, I said, "Oh, when you first get into it, you go, oh, this is different." I said, "Oh, this is different." Just a pivot, plan to move, but if it helps, yeah. Well, they have to pivot, man. They got to change. They don't have a choice. Yes, Jeff James is a that's what I'm thinking, man. But we'll have to see. Nothing but bullshit coming out of her mouth. Too many hungry shark lawyers out there looking for a Shannon Sharp simp. Yep. Yep. Do you think black women and white men have the same type of mindset? Nope. No, they do not. I like Red Pink Counselor. I hope he's legit. I do too. I do too. Said David. Oh no, David Carroll wouldn't. David Carroll's rolling in. Is doing 360s in his grave right now. That is very shoe flicks. And you heard today that DJT got the go ahead. Yeah, he got that. Supreme Court opened the way to ask for them to actually lay off these people. He does have the right to do it. Okay, does have the right to do. Congress can actually makes the budget, but the thing is, he's an administrator. So if he sees fit to lay off people, he's going to do it, right? And I haven't heard anything from Congress talking about it. So I might look into I might watch C-SPAN today and see if they're talking about it. See what the noise going on in DC is about these layoffs. I'm not familiar with 92s. Can you reference the video? If you look at my Octane videos, put in Octane, be just IBMOR Octane and put 92. Okay, 92 Octane. Okay, the quintessential 92 Octane would be well, that's actually two. Okay, if you watch Insecure, the series, Molly is the quintessential 92. Molly's the quintessential 92 Octane. So those corporate, educated corporate people are 92s, 92 Octanes. Yeah, I think the guy from Asking Brother podcast was sent to take the spot. Never heard of him before the viral interview. That's true. I didn't either. But we'll see, man. We'll see. So far, so good. Kev equals Red Pill, MAK Jr. B just equals Red Pill, Malcolm X. Okay, that is true. That is true. And I said, BJ, I've been blocking people on my social media since 2010. I don't want to be contacted by a whole lot of people. Well, nah, I know you don't, Naima. They think nines, but closer to twos. I got a reach back text as soon as I posted photos from my vacay. Where'd you go? Q, do you remember the time by Michael Jackson? Yep. Shout out to BGS in chat. What's going on, Rodney? What do you think? What's your opinion on RFK Jr.? What he's doing with the with being the health secretary? I said, according to his interview with Crimson Cure. Oh, did he do an interview with Crimson Cure? He said his mission was to try and bring men and women together. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know whether she was reviewing his stuff or he was actually interviewed by her. So he's trying to lay the groundwork. Okay, he's trying to lay the groundwork in both sides in the white red pill world and the black red pill world. So he's doing it right. So we'll see. It's different by Leroy Hudson. I love that song too. I said, guess who a lot of these layoffs are going to consist of? Yeah, it's going to consist of, well, really Becky and Keisha, but Becky can afford to absorb it. It's not just a single woman feeling the pressure. My wife has to be awfully cooperative. She told me she's protecting her investment. Oh my! Hey, KMS, you cannot make this shit up, can you? Them streets is rough. Them streets are rough right now. What's up, Maggie? What's the word? Luthen Raya. Oh yeah, I am. I love Luthen, man. I am forced to use the tools of my enemies to defeat them. Money Cash says, I don't see another Kevin. He had so many talents mixed into one. Black man swag. That's the one thing he is. But the thing is, you need somebody to replace his spot. Okay, you gotta have somebody reasonably acceptable. So I think he's positioned to be that guy because they tried a white woman, tried a black woman, and they don't want Andrew Tate because Andrew Tate is the Joker. Okay, Andrew Tate's the Joker. Andrew Tate will burn it down. So they don't want him. And if you don't fill the vacuum with somebody like Kevin, then somebody like Andrew Tate will probably take over. They don't need that because they need these boys to actually calm down and get back to work. Anyhow, I have done my hour. Okay, time for me to clock out. Jeff James got interviewed by Mr. Fantastic too. Okay, he's making the rounds. Okay, he is making the rounds. If you think you're lonely now by Bobby Womack, that is the ultimate breakup song, man. If you ever leave a woman, okay, man, okay, you send her that song. I'm not going to tell you how many times I sent that song out. Okay. Be just more Mally. Spelling from Insecure. Molly, yeah. Invisible 92, yeah. Molly from Insecure is the borderline Invisible 9. No, actually, she's actually the not Molly, the other one, the big girl. I forget what her name is, but Molly's the thin one. Okay, the thin one with the big lips, the one that got married. Okay, that's Molly. Issa Rae's Ride or Die. Check for any more super chats. If not, we are out of here. Let's go for 5 hours. No, sir. No. Black Guru, the perfect breakup song, I'm telling you, okay, is If Think You're Lonely Now. Okay? That is a perfect breakup song, right? Because it was wait until it's a night, girl, okay? You lost me and now I'm gone, okay? By the time you hear this, I'll be long gone, right? Anyhow, y'all, let's get out of here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay? I don't even know what's gonna be up for tomorrow. We might do some politics tomorrow because we've done a lot of BFF, and there's a tons of politics we can actually get to. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Anyhow, y'all, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna eat something, and I'm gonna join Snowman for the fever. I actually enjoy seeing Caitlin Clark. Man, that pass by Caitlin Clark to Sophie Cunningham, where she flicked that thing and it went like 2 inches over that girl's fingertips and dropped right in Sophie's hand. She laid it up. That was a thing of beauty, man. That was a thing of beauty. That is basketball. That's basketball. All the other crap they put up, man, that's not basketball anymore. I mean, we were just Justin Timberlake. No. Chaos is tuned in tonight. Said Snowman is on at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay. Since feminism is retiring my TLC, no scrubs. Ain't no scrubs no more, man. There are no scrubs anymore. Yeah, all scrubs are good scrubs now, right? Okay. Anyhow, let me bounce. I will see you guys tomorrow.
And with that, I just have 2 more words to say. Obama out.
YouTube it.